Hi guys.
Hello.
Welcome. Today we are going to be doing a zombie makeup tutorial that our lovely makeup artist, Oh My Girl Apocalypse, Carrianne, follow her at Carrianne, link in the description below, will be doing today.
Okay. So with the zombies, basically zombies are decayed people. So whenever you're thinking about a zombie and like what's going to decay first, it's always going to be around the eyes. The eyes are going to go out first, the cheekbones, because there's no bone there, it's all like muscle that's going to cave out. So that's where you're going to see a lot of shadows first. So that's what I did with our zombies, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to take black very lightly. You never want to go in too deep with black because you can always add more, but you cannot. It's a lot harder to remove black. So a lot of times what helps me whenever I'm doing makeup, and I want it to be somewhat realistic, I'll use reference photos. And so like for zombies, you can look up just like different illnesses that affect the body in such a way that it's going to decay the skin and it will help you with learning like where the shadows need to go and how deep they should be to make it look the most realistic that it can.
So what kind of things did you look up?
Well, I usually go on to more websites to get the most realistic things, and like for zombies, drug addicts is one that you can look at a lot because it decays the skin and everything, the muscle. So that one is very realistic in the form of zombies. Not to, put down any drug addicts out there. You do you. So basically I did the whole eyelid, like a light shade of black. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with some nude colors. This is a nude eyes palette.
I think that one's from like Walmart.
From Walmart.
I think so. I think because I bought it like for Halloween.
You can see I've used a lot of these colors from White Girl Apocalypse. I go in with like some dark browns up under the eye to kind of like smooth out the black a little bit, but still trying to give you that decayed look.
So since we're on zombies, what's your favorite zombie look you've ever done?
Favorite zombie look I've ever done? That would probably be my 1920s zombies.
And those are dope.
Yeah, 'cause it was just different than all of my other, like, than, the mainstream zombies.
Yeah, I saw this on your Instagram. They're really cool.
Thank you. Plug my Instagram.
At Carrianne.
Here.
Also in the link down below, or the description below. Y'all know the drill.
I'm just going in with a little bit of brown over the eyelids where I already did the black, just to make it blend a little bit more, so the black isn't so harsh and it looks more like a skin tone. Okay, so there's the
Can you
eyes.
show the people?
Yes, so here.
You guys can see that. They look a lot darker, for sure.
So the next thing that I like to focus on is going to be the cheekbones. So the little face, like, yes, and then you can see right here where the cheekbone is. That's where you're going to want to go like right under it so you can get a good shadow here with some black. Usually blend in a circular motion, like small circles, so you don't get any like uniform lines, because nothing's ever going to be perfect like that, especially not in SFX makeup. Upside. Now we have the sharp line there.
Y'all can see.
So we go back in with some more of our nude palette. Probably a little bit lighter shade of a brown. You just want it to really like blend down the skin and look as natural as possible. Another area that I like to hit is up here on the forehead. Like the top corners. darker, and then as we go more down towards the eyes down here, we'll blend it out.
You guys like to put blood in the hairline too a lot.
Oh yes. It helps because you can't exactly like get all up in the hairline to show the shadows and such, so blood helps hide it sometimes.
Yeah, I noticed that with some of our zombies on set. It's very good. I've never watched it before now, but I knew a lot about it because of Tumblr.
I'm just doing circular motions and like blending the color down just to make it look faded and more natural. Cool. Alright, and what's this area called? The temple?
Yes, it's
cool. Your temple right here. There's no bone there. So I usually do a lot of black right there because it's gonna cave in if you were, you know, dead. The same thing that you did on the forehead, you're just gonna blend it out.
Do you get done with this part?
Also around the nose, right in here, it's all cartilage. So if your skin were to rot, that would definitely rot and, you know, cave in. I'm gonna go right around the nose with like a really dark black. And then again, we'll just fade it out. And then around the lips, if you're a zombie, you're gonna be eating anything you can find, and it's gonna be disgusting. So I did just darken up around the lips to make it more realistic that they were dirty, filthy zombies. I'm gonna go back in over the black with a little bit of brown. So you wanna make sure you have a bunch of different colors in there to make it the most realistic, because you're never just gonna have one flat color on anything. Like even if you look at your skin is not just one flat color, it's got all these different kind of pigments in it. So you never wanna just stick with one solid color. So, right now, I would say she's probably like a day 1 or 2 zombie.
Yeah.
And so we classified our zombies by like
days and then 3
Yes.
levels. Yeah. So it's like a level 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if I were going to go to like the next level, what I would do is I pull down from the eye and then go right below the cheekbone. And then just softly blend it just a little bit towards the corner of the mouth. And then go up above the brow bone just a little bit. You can see it just gives it that more of like a sunken look.
Looking very creepy. So it looks great. So is there any show in particular that got you really into makeup?
The Walking Dead. Quite honestly, and American Horror Story.
Nice.
Like 2 of the big ones.
Yeah. It's 2 really good ones. So once you decided, you know, like you wanted to go like into special effects makeup, what was your first step, you think, or if you remember your first step that you took?
The first step that I took was the first thing that I did was buy products and just practice just to see what I could do at first. And then like I started watching videos, started replicating what other people would do. I looked into some schools, looked into some stuff like that. And then I got into a makeup school, started doing my classes, got onto films, because I wanted to at least like have a little bit of knowledge under my belt before I tried to get myself out there. I wanted to know what I was talking about whenever I was doing it. And yeah, so just like, then you just gotta start putting yourself out there. That's how I did it.
So when you first start thinking about like makeup look or a makeup design, what's the first thing that you like start with?
First thing that, so for example with the zombies, you gave me the whole how they decayed, how they died, and so I wanted to go with super realism and so I did research on the fungus that you told me about, how it's going to affect the body, and then also kind of like put our own twist on it with the colors and everything.
Yeah.
And then so I also look up, I do a lot with human anatomy and like what's going to be the most realistic, where are the veins, how are they placed, if a vein were to bust, like how is it going to fall. And so like a lot of stuff like that, just like see what's going to be like the most natural and realistic thing to do.
Awesome.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take like a lighter brown and go around all the areas that we haven't put makeup on yet. So like up here on the forehead, right here on the cheekbones, because your zombies are never going to have perfect skin. So I'm just going to take a little bit and do circular motions, and it'll make it look dirtier and dingier, you know, like you would expect a zombie to be. And that way it's no uniform look. It's just darker in some places, lighter in others. With the zombies, the fungus that kills them is blue, so I wanted to do kind of like a blue tint to all, whenever the skin caves in and all the shadows, I wanted to give it a little bit of a blue tint. So that's what I'm going to do now, is go back over where we have our darkest shadows and just kind of blend in a little bit of blue color.
You guys can tell there's blue highlight, or accents, I guess is the word, right? I'm not a makeup person, you can tell. But yeah, I look like I'm ready to, you know, devour someone. Especially like a white girl named Courtney. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Yes, okay, so you think that would be enough to be a zombie, right? But then you got all this down here that's just normal. That's not real. So whenever you contour the neck again, you're gonna want like if you look at the difference between a 18-year-old girl and maybe like an 80-year-old woman, you're gonna see like there's more shadows on the neck where it's maybe like got a little bit more skin showing. So like whenever the neck is, gravity's gonna take place, you know. It's all gonna fall down. And the neck is one of the big places that it's gonna show. The neck is one of the best places to show kind of like age. If you're doing an aging look, the neck is always a fun place to be able to mess around with. So you never want your lines to be too harsh. You're definitely like, once you do it, you want to blend out so that it'll get a little bit thinner. Makes it look more realistic and not too uniform. We go back in with our nude palette and kind of do the same thing that I did on the face with our browns. It kind of makes it look like the shadow is like fading out a little bit more.
Do you have a favorite non-zombie look you've done?
I I did and turned my mother into an angel of death for Halloween. That was pretty cool.
That sounds dope.
So what I just did was I went in with like a highlight on the inside where kind of like you would see more of a bone or like tendons like sticking out, so it's gonna be a little bit less decayed there, so you want to kind of bring that out with some highlight. So I'm gonna go back in with the blues on the neck, and kind of the same concept as what we did on the face. Alright, so I'm gonna go back with some highlight on the face, so you're gonna want to do the top of the nose is always where you want to do some highlight, because there's a bone here. It's always gonna stick out a little bit more, the cheekbones. And I usually do like a small bit right on the forehead. So I'm going with a skin tone highlight, and I'm also going to go in with a very light blue, because of our whole blue tint idea. Kind of like a veiny look. So to create that, to make the veins really pop, what we use is liquid latex. Liquid latex.
Just from Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like $8 a bottle. Something that's not very expensive.
And then we use yarn.
Literally just from Hobby Lobby is when we got ours.
Take your yarn, pull it apart into some thinner strands. You can even see that in beauty makeup art.
Super thin.
Yes. So what you're gonna do first is you want to apply a layer of latex so that the okay. So we're gonna do it like on the side, and we'll go up and down.
Okay, cool.
So using a disposable sponge, I'm just gonna do a thin layer of latex where I want to apply the strings.
If someone was allergic to latex, what's another way they could do this?
You can also use spirit gum. There's lots of other off-brand adhesives that are skin safe. So definitely, if there are latex allergies, make sure that you are aware of it.
Yeah, I know a lot of people aren't aware of that one.
Yeah. If you aren't aware, you can always do a simple skin test where you would take your your person's arm, stab it like in the middle. You'd wait 5 to 10 minutes.
See if they react.
Yes. Indeed. Alright, so then we're just going to take our yarn and kind of just place it how we want. So for the ideas of the zombies on Girl Apokalypse, I did like it all comes from one main part. So everything is going to string out. We're going to like assume that the fungus is going to be here. You're going to all string out from this one place. So once you place that, you're going to go back in with your liquid latex and you're going to go back over it. Liquid latex does have a very strong odor, so you always want to make sure that your model is comfortable. Are you comfortable?
I'm good, you know, sniffing this stuff while you're in filming, so.
Yeah. But always check in, like whenever you're applying it to their face or on their nose and mouth, that you let them take breaks. This stuff is very strong, and you don't want your model to be miserable the whole time they're in your chair. Never a good sign.
No.
Alright, so then we're gonna let that dry. You can tell it'll start to dry, it'll become very clear. It goes from the white color to very clear. It'll almost be like it's not even there. Like if you ever gotten glue on your hands as a kid. Same concept.
It takes about, what, 10 minutes to dry roughly,
Yeah.
I think? Unless you have a hair dryer.
Yeah, we use like fans, hair dryers to kind of speed up the process. Yeah, now
So
we wait.
We'll see you when it's dry.
Gonna go back in with the blue. Kind of go up under where the shadows would be. Another color I really like to use is green and yellow. Yellow in the skin is going to come up as like an infection, and also makes something appear to be swelling. And so, yeah, so you just want to lightly kind of tap the yellow around in some spots that you want to look maybe like a little bit more swollen, a little bit more infected. Then I'm also going to go in with some red. Show like some good irritation, like on the veins, under the veins. Yeah. You can definitely see like the yellows in there make it a little bit more swollen. The red, you can like see some irritation in there. Super good. Yes.
So now at this point, this is when you would attach the fungus normally.
Yes.
Right. So we don't have any today because we got rid of all of them or used all of them. And but I made fungus out of foam clay, literally just by BSing it. And I painted them blue, and we would attach them with liquid latex or spirit gum. And just like would stick them right there. And then you would usually go in with some blood.
Yes, with some blood and kind of do some small details like around the mouth or on the nose.
We would throw blood at people too. So as far as removing this, like what do you use?
So to remove, I usually use what we have on hand is Mayron Spirit Gum Remover. It obviously works a lot better with spirit gum, but also works very well with liquid latex. Cotton balls.
And cotton balls, yeah, that's how we use it. This stuff sticks to your skin very good.
Yeah, so you never want to just like straight pull it off, because stop. It's very bad for your skin.
It's kind of addicting to pull it off.
It is, I mean. A little bit of the remover, and you want to go from the edges in, and you'll see it'll start to peel back a little bit. See, it'll start to pick up a little bit. Right up in here, it's starting to lift up off the skin. So you want to, whenever you're using your spirit gum remover, like follow where it's up under it. So that's where the adhesive is, obviously. You can kind of like pull it back as you go, just very gently.
And before we end this, as far as the rest of the makeup, just like soap and water.
Soap, water, makeup wipes, you know.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No.
Follow her on Instagram at Carrianne. She's gonna kill it, guys. Absolutely gonna murder it. Our go-to makeup artist.
Oh, thank you.
For sure. So we'll see you guys some other time, for sure. Probably with another really cool makeup look
Yes.
she's gonna do. So, adios.
Bye.